Hello, tinkerers and technologists. My name is TV Skyn, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where I'm gonna kill the Pope. Like, I swear to God, I've said it a million times now, and the game still won't let me kill the Pope, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna find him, and then I'm gonna kill him for what he did to Orchifon. But before we can do that, I suppose we should probably go and look for the main story quest, which is somewhere, hello to the carnival, by the way, which is somewhere along over here in this general-ish direction. What? And I guess we get to take a bit of a closer look at the design of this place, because what's interesting is, like, this floating island thing, right? No plants anywhere. Like, no vegetation, no weeds. Like, there's nothing even, like, in terms of, like, some little plant seed that has, like, floated up from the ground or whatever and sort of taken root here. No plants, no trees, no nothing. Just bare-faced rock. And these metallic constructions on top of it. Interestingly, though, all of this metal stuff, lots of circles, like, lots of spheres, lots of rounded shapes. And looking at the stuff up there, some of it, like, it looks very organic in a way. And by the way, fucking killer music here. It looks organic in a way. Oh, that's a Final Fantasy XIII enemy. I can't remember if we've encountered these before, but that's definitely a Final Fantasy XIII enemy model and animation that they're using there, I think. Or maybe from 10? Oh, chat confirms it's from 13. Yeah. But yeah, like, there's these very, like, especially this, it looks like a network of tree roots, right? Like, it looks like a network of sort of bio-organic, weird, sort of almost plant-like technology, like, growing out of the soil. Oh, hey, here's some plants! Or, well, kinda, sorta? Is this moss, then, or is it, like, slime? Slime molds?
Final Fantasy XIII models were used in points to save time on development, and now they are a Legan aesthetic for 14.
Yeah, that kind of does seem to be very much the story of how 14 was made. Like, I've seen, like, there's a ton of reused assets from Final Fantasy 12 as well. I've spotted all kinds of things that are reused from like, other of the more recent Final Fantasy games. I would be unsurprised. I don't remember that many of the enemy models from 15, but I would be spectacularly unsurprised to see them turn up somewhere around here. Which, you know, makes sense when you're doing game development. And, like, the interesting benefit of that is that it does give Final Fantasy 14 even more of the vibe of being sort of like these enemies right here, actually, are directly from Final Fantasy 12. It does give the game even more of that vibe of being sort of a greatest hit compilation of Final Fantasy games through the ages. Like, which is sort of a very accidental little benefit. So, we have plantation and plants, but they are all very dead. It's less like trees and more like tree roots that were sort of torn out when this place was raised. There's some vegetation, some plants that are actually alive. I want to go there. I'll probably go there eventually. But I want to see. I want to see what's going on with them. If I'm not mistaken, this is some manner of teleportation device. Mayhap the node has further instructions for us. We've scarce begun, and already it leads us to a dead end. Oh, have some faith, Estinian. You are currently within the Alpha Quadrant. First, you must use the nearby matter conduit to travel to Beta Quadrant. Please wait a moment while I activate it. Ooh, fancy. It really is bizarre. Like, I know I say this pretty much every stream, but it never stops being kind of wonderful. It's just having people running around. Following me, doing shit. Like, hell up, man, the music, like... So you have, like, this... You know, like, Heavensward so far, a lot of the music, like, especially in Ishgard, has been characterized by this organ, right? Like, this is sort of big, brash, like, sort of, again, Catholic vibes, right? Like a church organ kind of music, like, with all this. And then, as we get to this part, like, we got to the library, and then as we get to, like, this part of the game, it has this Wurlitzer. I think it's a Wurlitzer. It certainly sounds like it, which is an electric organ riff that sort of runs these prog rock riffs over, like, what sounds like timpani drums to me, with like with that bombastic church organ in the background of it as well. That's a really interesting combination of sounds. That's a really interesting way to sort of to bring the vibe of Heavensward forward, but still also give the sort of feeling of this is a strange and futuristic landscape that kind of doesn't make sense to the characters, so we use an instrument that they would never have heard kind of vibe. The matter conduit appears to operate on the same principles as the Aetherites. How remarkable that it should still function after all this time.
Are you certain it's wise to trust this orb with our lives?
Probably not, but hey.
That node is not what it seems. From amidst the metal, I sense the gaze of a living being. Have care around it. According to my records, this conduit was last serviced approximately 5,014 years, 6 months, 11 days, 7 hours, and 13 minutes ago. That it should function without mishap may be described as a miracle.
I'm just gonna not stand inside Alphino.
Resuming guidance to the Etherchemical Research Facility. Please follow me. This sector, the Beta Quadrant, is home to laboratories which produce chimerical life forms for both military and household applications. Our facility has been awarded 3-star certification for compliance with ISO 31001. The good behavior of the creatures born here is guaranteed. Please be warned, however, that millennia of neglect may have had an adverse effect on their disposition. For your own safety, please refrain from approaching the creatures.
Getting a little bit of GLaDOS vibes here. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. We're doing... we're doing the Final Fantasy glams, are we? Tifa, Sephiroth, Cloud, Aerith. Nice. Final Fantasy VII is not my favorite Final Fantasy game. That honor still goes to 9. But it is probably the Final Fantasy game that's most important to me. So, we have Lamia. Let's have a closer look at you. Hey, do you want to fight? They do! Hello. So, Snake Woman. I'm interested because it said chimeric creatures, right? Because we've already seen that, I think, with the Allagans a little bit. I think in the Coils, there was a bunch of, like, chimeric sort of mixture creatures. What do we have here? An Impusa. Do you have... Oh, ram's horns! Kinda. Yeah, like mantis claws and like an ant's body and then... like ram's horns on the head. Interesting. I love chimeras. Like, chimeras are like the basis... like the basic model of fantasy monsters is basically almost always chimeras, in the sense of like not chimeras as in the creature, but chimeras as in creatures that are composed of multiple other animals, like creatures that are like chimeric fusions, because that's what the chimera originally was. It was a creature that was scary because it was a mixture of many different animals. Here we have something that looks like a Well, it's a lizard tower. Like, if you're into the furry community, you already know this kind of thing, right? Yeah, but like, again, like that mixture of different animal characteristics into one creature, that's what chimeric design is. And once you know that this is like one of the basics of fantasy creature design, you'll see it everywhere. Like, absolutely motherfucking everywhere. You will spot it in every single fantasy video game that you ever watch. So, corpse flowzoid, plant monster with insect claws on top. Aha, a tree. It doesn't seem super healthy, but still, those ones have green leaves. They might be doing better. Everything looks kind of charred and burned here. Unable to activate matter conduit. Energy shortage detected. Identifying cause. Cause identified. Unauthorized siphoning of energy by chimerical creatures. Locations: the recombination labs and the biomass incubation complex. The time is short. Let us split up and eliminate the culprits. Brick, pray dispatch the creatures of the recombination labs. The rest of us shall sweep the incubation complex. Take care and return thither when you're done. I love that riff, though. Like... It has a real The Doors vibe, just because it's using that specific... It's really using that specific, same electric organ sound. Riders on the store. This music also kind of fits into, I wouldn't call it necessarily a Final Fantasy tradition, but something that certainly Nobuo Uematsu used to like to do in the soundtracks of like games that he was the composer for. Which is like, he had like, everyone who knows anything about Nobuo Uematsu knows that he has a huge prog rock like thing, right? Especially for like the final boss themes for most Final Fantasy games. He loved to put prog rock shit in there. He did it with Kefka. Like he sort of used some like music theory channels can speak to this more competently than I can. It's certainly in there with, like, especially in Final Fantasy IX, with Kuja, and it's in there in Final Fantasy VIII, with the final boss themes there. He loves to break from the, like, he loves to go the whole game, basically doing, like, orchestral, instrumental, sort of standard, air quotes, video game music, and then just occasionally, he'll break out the Wurlitzer and an electric guitar and a drum kit, and then he'll just go absolutely fucking ham on something. And that sudden disconnect sort of brings home the idea of, oh shit, like shit is really real now, because like we've broken with the orchestral epic fantasy score tradition, right? Like it's one of his little moves, and I love it about him. Energy restored to the conduit. Please wait a moment while I activate it. Will you think about streaming Final Fantasy VI when it releases? Yes. I don't know if I'm going to stream it or if I'm just going to record it for my YouTube channel, my Let's Play channel, but we'll see. Hey, welcome along, Shushu Pana. Let's see. Oh yeah, like if you want the Final Fantasy XIV Glam redemption, you can just get it. Like get it anytime you want, and it'll go into a queue, and then I'll handle them when it's convenient for me. Oh, there's no ska song yet in Final Fantasy XIV? There should be. There should be a ska song, and then a fucking ska dancing emote. Absolutely. Let people wear checkerboard patterns and dress up as rude boys. That would be fucking funny. Ooh, imperial theme. So, the Garleans managed to land. Repairs on their vessel seem to be well underway.
I doubt they'll leave anytime soon, however. Nay, they will remain here long after they have stripped the Isle of all its secrets.
Whether or not they mean to linger, their presence here and now is an unwelcome complication.
Indeed, let us avoid confrontations unless it's absolutely needful.
Yeah, there's only the 4 of us here, after all. Only the 4 of us. Absolutely nobody else. And we wouldn't stand a chance against these Imperials if we tried to fight them on our own. Oh shit, it is only the 4 of us. Oh, there you are! Just wondering where everyone had gone.
Warning, intruders detected in force in this quadrant. It is recommended that you avoid confrontation where possible. Be kindly reminded that, in accordance with the terms and conditions of use, you and your party assume all the risks of damages or injury, including death, that you may sustain in the course of guidance. Please follow me to the next matter conduit. It leads to the Delta Quadrant, where the facility's greatest achievement is located.
Okay. Interesting. So the further up we go, like the higher up on the continent or the islands that we go, the more vegetation there seems to be. So is that because they were dumping, like, toxins and shit down into the lower level? Is that what we saw down there? Just like they were dumping, like, lakes of waste and toxin? I guess through tubes like that. And then up here, like, not that it's lush exactly, but nature has sort of been able to survive. Or is it just because there's so much ether in the air that life just sort of spontaneously appears? Who knows?
The 6th Legion has long been the favored of Emperor Varus. It is the iron fist with which he crushes uprisings. These soldiers bear the sigils of the 6th Legion, ordinarily deployed within Ilsabad. They are certainly a long way from home.
Wait, something is afoot.
The Imperials love to dress like that and then be like, we're the good guys! Absolutely love it. Putting on my ominous dark helmet with orange light in the morning.
Lies at the heart of the isle.
And being like, yes, I am a servant of goodness. These giant devil horns on my helmet signify that I am the hero.
To guard the ship, while the 2nd patrols the perimeter and eliminates any threats. The 1st will come with me to secure the research facility. Let no man doubt the import of our mission. The Alagans found a means to capture icons alive, and their knowledge lies hid upon this isle. If we can but acquire it, we would be able to prevent the beings from returning to plague us, thus ending the cycle of rebirth. I need not remind you that success will raise our Legion high in the Emperor's regard. Yet, by the same token, his Radiance does not tolerate failure. That is all. All troops, prepare for deployment!
That's actually one thing about the character design. When it comes to, like, designing the soldiers, notice that Imperial soldiers, especially, like, the elite troops, and especially, like, when they're, like, the top guys and shit. Oh, are we having some dialogue?
So that is their purpose. To think that the knowledge used to bind no less a being than Bahamut sleeps here.
Imprisoning a primal in such a manner would represent an effective means to halt the cycle of summoning, were it not for the grave and obvious risks.
Indeed. We need but refer to past experience, that of Bahamut's calamitous return, to see why this is not the solution we seek.
Held in duress, a primal will continue to nurse its hatred for mankind. And when it inevitably breaks free, its rage will be beyond quelling.
Whatever folly the Garleans mean to commit, they can wait. We must remain focused on our task.
Yeah, killing the Pope.
Yes, of course. It would not be polite to keep the Archbishop waiting.
Yeah! I'm gonna get put on so many watch lists by the Catholic Church. But no, like, a thing to notice about the character design here is the soldiers, like, especially the elite soldiers of the Imperial Legion. Even this guy here. Oh, Mr. Punchy Face. Notice how his eyes are covered? Like, this is not always the case with Imperials, like, especially the earlier designs did have much more faces shown, but all of the guys here, and all of the sort of big bad guys of the Legion, they all have their faces completely covered, all the time, basically. And that is from a character design perspective, that is a means to dehumanize them. It is a means to make them appear less human. It's that classic thing of the eyes of the window to the soul. If you hide the eyes, you prevent people from having access to the humanity or the you prevent people from having a sense of connection with the character in question. So if you want to make a character evil, one way to create a character design that people sort of read as untrustworthy or dangerous or malicious is to simply hide their face. Like, hide their face, hide their eyes. And you sort of give people an instinctive sense of slight unease with who the character is. But all of the soldiers that you see in Gridania, in Limsa, even in Ul'dah, and even in Ishgard, their eyes are always visible. I think maybe except the Heavensward, I don't quite remember, but for the most part, like, it's always, their eyes are always visible because you're meant to feel that the soldiers of Eorzea are just like, oh, they're just people. Like, they're just people who, like, are doing a job and they're trying to, like, protect their nation. Like, you're supposed to sort of understand them complexly, right? Whereas the soldiers of the Empire are the invading Imperial bad guys. And you're supposed to just like, okay, no, let's just kill these motherfuckers, right? And it's very, very basic character design stuff, you know, but it works. It's a thing that makes... If you want, it's the same thing with in Star Wars. Star Wars is actually a great example of this. In Star Wars, pay attention to how the rebels and their soldiers always have their faces shown, and pretty much all of the, like, stormtroopers, all of the ordinary soldiers that the rebels ever face have full face masks on. Like, whether it's the pilots, whether it's like the rank and file stormtroopers, only officers actually have their faces shown. And it's just a basic character design thing that makes it easier to identify with the good guys and easier to feel emotional distance from the bad guys. That you have survived to this point is in defiance of possibility, but it appears the danger is not yet past. Warning! Intruders approaching. Please eliminate them if you wish to proceed. Look, more guys.
That would explain my men's silence. We meet again. And this time, we will not be interrupted. Come, show me your power, champions of Eorzea.
Why are they always this dumb? What's up? Just gonna smack you with my sword. I'm not gonna lie to you. My primary power is to smack you with my sword. A lot, until you die. Oh, hey! I knew a guy who used to do that. I killed him. Maybe I should not stand in the fire, actually. Those gonna explode? I feel like they might explode.
So it comes to this.
I really don't know what those ceruleum tanks are supposed to do for you, buddy. Okay, now where are you? Oh my god, okay, well. Not that it matters.
I had heard the tales of your strength, warrior of light, and now that I have experienced it firsthand, that Baelsar's defeat seems less inexplicable. You are a formidable foe, and I have thoroughly enjoyed our time together. Alas, all good things must come to an end. Allagan's secrets await, and there is no profit to be had in remaining here.
Does anyone want to stop him? Anyone want to, like... No? Okay. We're just gonna stand in combat poses for a while. It's the cutscene tradition. Talking is a free action, yeah.
Keep them occupied.
Turn-based cutscene, exactly. It is a little frustrating. Like, it's one thing of, like... And I know exactly why they're doing it. Like, the reason why they do it this way is because they can't account for what your class is and what your abilities are.
No choice.
You must continue on. We will hold them here.
Alphino, it'll take us like 5 minutes to wipe the floor with them.
It should still hold enough energy to be of use to you. I shall join you as soon as I am able.
Enough talk. Make haste and stop the Archbishop.
But yeah, it is one of the things about, like, they don't know what class you are. They don't know what abilities you have. So they, like, there's probably, in terms of the way that they construct the cutscenes, there probably isn't really a good way. Like, because you can also have so many different heights. Like, you could be a Lalafell or a Hrothgar, right? There probably isn't a good way to construct the cutscenes that would allow for, like, the Warrior of Light to be springing into action during a cutscene. Or at least it would be a huge amount of work to sort of try and create and direct cutscenes to account for that. So probably that's why there's so much just standing still and doing nothing. Whereas every once in a while we do see, like, NPCs and, like, other characters get to jump around and do stuff. Like, from a production perspective, I can completely see why they would do it that way. It does just introduce that awkwardness of, like, hey, I'm the Warrior of Light, one of the most powerful entities in the entire goddamn world, and I'm just standing around doing nothing while the villains just get away with everything. Which is like, it's one of those things that's just like it's a little bit awkward. You sort of just accept it because, hey, it's a video game. That's just how they are sometimes.
Welcome to the Delta Quadrant, where methods are developed for mastering dragons. To this day, the sector is home to live specimens brought over from the southern continent of Miracidia, truly a testament to the greatness of the Allagan Empire. Aw, still can't fly. I regret to inform you that the matter conduit leading to the flagship is no longer functioning. According to my records, it was destroyed by a dragon which broke free of its restraints when they failed approximately 2,369 years, 1 month, 10 to 4 days, 7 hours, and 4 minutes ago. I should have taken a deep breath before trying to say that. Please find an alternate route to the Aetherochemical Research Facility. The Allagan Research Council apologizes for any inconvenience caused. Oh, hey, you want to help me out there?
So, thy journey hath led thee to this accursed place. Canst thou hear it, mortal? The ceaseless keening of my kindred, steeped in 5,000 years of suffering. Long before the Ishgardians and their base betrayal, there lived still more wicked men whose ambitions knew no bounds. Fearful of our might and covetous of our power, they devised a means to enslave dragonkind. Their vile misdeeds did set in motion a train of events whose repercussions are felt to this day. Beyond thou wilt find one of my first brood. Hark thou unto her words, partake thou of her pain. Think thou upon the suffering that the conflict betwixt our kinds hath begot.
Okay. Yes, I know he dropped the hear, feel, think thing. Because, of course, as we learned when we confronted Midgard Zormar, he is also in contact with Hydaelyn. Let's have a look at you guys, though. What is with your character design? What do you got for a mouth there? Okay. So, like, it's sort of halfway at traditional wyvern design, right? But then there's also... It has almost like a bird beak and like a strangely serpentine or worm-like nose. Which I think is kind of interesting. It doesn't seem to be as like a chimera explicitly in the same way that the other creatures around here are, though. There we go. Just me walking around playing David Attenborough with these poor creatures.
Here, on the floating continent of the Allagan Empire, a most remarkable species can be found. The lesser hydra of Allag is one of the most remarkable species in all of Eorzea. With its 5 disjointed heads, nonetheless, somehow it finds a way to secure enough food.
Hey. Oh, that doesn't look comfortable. That doesn't look comfortable at all. Can I get you out of that somehow? This feels, this feels bad. Oh, there, destination.
A great worm is being held in some manner of restraint.
Ah, dragon language.
Who cometh to this forsaken place and disturbeth my solitude?
I brought your dad.
Tiamat, my child. Father, form is such that I may journey with Heidelberg's chosen. A mortal who decided to end the war between man and dragon.
And once again, the drop of the dragon song riff. Brilliantly chosen.
Millennia have passed since I was brought low by the men of Ally. To think that war rages still between our kinds. Hearken to my tale, child of man. I am Tiamat of Midgard's first brood. In a time before my time, my father did come to this star.
He's an alien? Wait, hang on! Hold on a second. Midgard's armor is an alien?
Did come to this star, bearing 7 eggs.
From these eggs did my children hatch. And once they were full grown, they took wing and spread across all the lands of Heidelin.
Together with my rude brother Bahamut, I journeyed south to Meristia, and together we brought forth innumerable children into the world.
Like, asexual reproduction, or are we talking like, probably best not to ask questions I don't want to know the answer to. What are you doing, step-brood brother?
We abided in peace, and all was well, until the men of Alak came. Some 5,000 years since, they slaughtered my children in droves, and took from me my beloved Bahamut. 'Twas then, when I had fallen into the depths of despair, that black-robed men came on to me. The Asians.
Of course it's the Asians. It's always the every time. Doesn't matter what it is. Like, lost a sock from your laundry? Asians. Like, if you fucking stubbed your toe on the table? Asians. Every time.
They offered to resurrect Bahamut through their dark arts, and I, in my grief, accepted a decision which I shall regret until my dying breath. For what they brought back was a mockery of my beloved. Words the Asians gifted his murderers the means to entrap him.
Was he the first primal then?
Know this, child of man. The beings thy kind call gods are but specters of the mind's creation, given form at great cost to Heidelin. Many such beings slumber across the land, brought to heel by the selfsame empire that bound me. They must not be released into the world. If thou wouldst end the conflict, vanquish thee, the Asians, and deliver the weak will from the bonds of their dark influence.
She just called the Archbishop weak-willed.
It hath been 5,000 years, my child. Wilt thou not forgive thyself? The release of death is denied me here, yet I desire not freedom. Nay, Father, I shall live with my regret until the world itself hath ceased to be. Such is my just punishment for consorting with darkness, for calling forth a loathsome and lamentable creature which blackeneth my beloved's memory.
Let me pause it though. What if What if we break you out, and then you just wreck the absolute shit out of the Imperials? Like, first of all, because they're trying to do all of the Alak shit. And then we use some of your ether to just, like, blast the fucking Ascians into pieces? What if we do that? What if that's the thing that we do instead of, like, just leaving you? Because, like, that... I know it's not, like... It's not going to bring Bahamut back, but it might be a little satisfying. And then... afterwards, if you're still feeling like, no, I feel like too much guilt, I'm just gonna stick around, we can just put you back in here. Like, we'll just put you back in here, and you can stay there. But, like, you can give it a shot, you know? Live a little. Oh, hello. Ah, sweet, I finished my mood ring.
Warrior of light, beloved son.
Hey, mommy.
The light abideth within thy heart again. Full valiantly didst thou overcome thy many trials, but glory not in thy success. For the servants of darkness are ever close at hand. Receive of me my blessing once more, and go forth to shine thy light on all creation.
Slightly awkward to be a Dark Knight. Here's like, yeah, no, I'm trying something new. Don't worry about it, Mom.
Thou hast broken down the wall I built around thee, and partaken of thy mistress's blessing once more. Strong art thou, mortal, stronger than any other of thy kind. Having looked upon thy deeds, I am convinced thou art worthy to bear her light. The Covenant bound me to thee, but 'twould seem our fates were mingled from the first. Though I will not fight thy battles, I will yet lend thee my wings.
Oh, hell yeah! Let's take down a battleship.
Come, mortal. We go to cast out the darkness.
Oh, fuck the hell yeah. You don't want to come, Tiamat? It'll be fun. We'll go kill the Pope, and then we'll get churros on the way back. You can now ride Midgard's armor. Yeah, I can. Oh, fuck yeah. I need to, hang on. Wait a minute. Whee! Ooh, nice. Like he has like he glides. Is that like just periodically, or is it if you just fly forward for long enough, it just starts gliding? Oh, it's periodical. Still, that's nice. Where are we going? We're going this way. Yeah, let's go fuck up some shit. Let's go fuck up that guy. Get fucked, guy. Could you I keep forgetting that shift 1 is no longer the... I used to have unmend set to shift 1, but I don't anymore. Because of some reasons. Cool monster design, though. Oh, hello. The guidance note is up here. That's a little suspicious. Slightly, very slightly.
Welcome to the flagship, Master Brick. You are almost at your destination. Warning, intruders detected in the vicinity. Please eliminate them if you wish to proceed.
I see everyone's riding there. Yeah. Come, my dragon army. Oh, hello. So is that... Okay. Oh. Oh, no, it is. Oh, no. Oh, it is. And you look much like yourselves, even. So, in Final Fantasy VI, one of the pivotal moments of the game is when you reach the floating continent up in the sky, which is this sort of techno, like biotechnical horror landscape, essentially. Very barren and very much like sort of in the same vibe as this, but albeit with more of a Final Fantasy VI Yoshitaka Amano technology design vibe. And on that continent, you find 3 statues of the gods of magic standing in perfect alignment with each other in a triangular shape exactly like this, whose precision maintains the balance of magic for all of the world. And the villain of the game, Kefka, willfully shifts them out of balance and absorbs all of their power. And at the very end of the game, you have to fight them. And the sprites that were used in that Kefka battle, like, I definitely remember this guy with like his little weird body thing popping out of it. But yeah, the Warring Triad is like this trifecta god trio of like gods of magic that spent so long in warfare and got so tired of it that eventually they placed themselves in perfect alignment and turned themselves into statues to sort of hold the world in balance. And so is this just a reference? Like, is this just, oh, we built some fancy statues on our big Alak continent? Or are we about to fuck some shit the hell up?
Warning, intruders approaching.
Oh no, 3 guys. 3 whole entire dudes? Oh no.
Area secured. Lifting access restriction to the Atherochemical Research Facility. Restriction lifted. You may enter the facility at your leisure. Ending guidance. Unknown energy source detected within the Atherochemical Research Facility. Please exercise caution. I am pleased to have been of service to you, Master Brick. Please send my regards to Master Wedge. Deactivating.
Ooh. Aw, buddy. Okay then, so chat is telling me that this is going to be the final main quest bit of Heavensward, which seems like maybe that's a good, like, it's a good place to cut an episode. I know we're right there. We're almost going to kill the Pope. We're nearly killing the Pope. But if you want to see me actually killing the Pope, I'm afraid, dear YouTube viewer who's watching this right now, you're going to have to like, comment, and or subscribe. If you want to see me kill the Pope a little bit sooner than everybody else gets to, become a member of the channel. That'll give you early access to the edited episodes when they come out. Yeah, if you want to watch these episodes being recorded live, head on over to Twitch. You can subscribe there to watch the VODs of the entire streams, including a bunch of the stuff that happens in between episodes, where often we'll hang out with chat, talk, do glam reviews, that sort of thing. If that interests you, subscribe to the Twitch channel. Outside of that, thank you very much for watching. Remember to be kind to one another, have solidarity with those who are worse off than yourselves, and always take every opportunity you get to kill the Pope.